Hey YouTube, Denise here from Dueling Bunnies, and I'm coming at you with another video for today. I'm a little late on this topic, but I actually wanted to do some research on this before I made this video for you. This video is going to be on Torbus from the Underworld, and we all know this card is coming out in the next set. Some hate it, some love it, some really don't care. But when this card was first announced, everybody went crazy, just wondering what the hell Konami was doing by printing this card. The tour guide does not really need any support. It's broken in itself. So people were not very happy when they heard this card was coming out. The effect was finally released on Christmas, on the 24th, I believe, Christmas Eve, and then when everybody read the effect, they're like, oh, okay, we have nothing to worry about. This card's not really that good. Guys, this card is really good in a lot of decks, and it's definitely going to be one of those cards that's going to go up in price. So I definitely advise to pick up your tour guides as fast as possible before this card comes out, because this is going to make tour guide go up, and tour bus will be expensive. It probably won't be like super expensive, but tour bus will definitely be an expensive card. All it takes is for one person to win a YCS with this card in their deck for this card to bump up in price, and I guarantee you that people will run this card. So let's talk about what the card is, what its effect is, and what decks will be using this card. So, Torbus from the Underworld is a dark attribute, fiend type monster. Level 3, it has 1000 attack, 1000 defense, and its effect is a trigger effect. Its effect reads, when this card is sent to the graveyard, target one monster in either player's graveyard except Torbus from the Underworld. Shuffle that target into the deck. Now, Torbus from the Underworld. Alright, I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, seeing what people's opinion were on the card, and, some people really don't think this card is good at all, which is very surprising to me, because this card, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is a very good card. It's going to help a lot of decks, and can hurt a lot of decks. Now, one deck that I could definitely see this card hurting a lot is going to be Darkworld. They, with Foolish Burial, Grapha, and to expect to special summon it next turn, you can, on your turn, open with a tour guide, special summon a tour bus, exceed into whatever, detach. Tour bus gets its effect because once it hits the graveyard, it's going to get its effect. It's just like Dandelion. Its effect triggers, you target Grapha, return it to their deck so that they cannot special summon Grapha from the graveyard later on. It hurts Darkworlds big time because Grapha, they want to get it out as fast as possible and finish the game as quickly as possible, because Darkworlds usually are left open as an open target with no monsters on the field, and it's very hard for them to, they depend more on traps to defend themselves. It's really hard to sometimes keep a monster on the field when you're a Darkworld player. So Grapha is definitely one of those guys that you want to keep on the field as much as possible and special summon it as fast as possible to finish the game. So when you bring Grapha back into the deck, it really hurts a Darkworld player. So that's one deck that I could definitely see being hurt from this card. And there's a lot of others, but I don't want to go into detail about that. I can go into detail about that in a further video if I make a part 2. But definitely Dark Worlds are going to be hurt from this card if it's played as I expect it to be. Decks that this will definitely help: Frog Monarchs, plants. I mean, bring back the Dandelion. There's just so much that you can do. Bring back a tour guide, bring back a Tengu, whatever you want to bring back. I mean, it's a good card. It'll also help Lightsworn. Sometimes you mill that Judgment Dragon. You want to keep it in your deck and hopefully draw into it. So Lightsworn, I see using this card too. Oh, another deck that it can hurt would be like sometimes agents. You can definitely mess up a lot of their plays. If they're building into a BLS play or something like that, you can just return one of the targets into the deck. There's a lot that you can do with this card. Torbus is versatile. Again, it can be spammed into any deck. The key decks that I see playing this card though will be definitely plants. I expect plants to be hit pretty hard on the ban list, either with dandelion or something like that, but definitely plants because it's been dominating the format for a very long time. Plants are gonna get hit somehow, some way. There's gonna be something that's gonna hurt the plant engine. They hurt it enough, but just hitting everything down to one, one debris, uh, one lone fire. Still, the plant engine has been doing fairly well. They're not gonna hit tour guide, so uh, with the addition of Torbus, I definitely see plants. That will be their backup in case plants get hit pretty hard in the ban list. I can see Torbus helping out, bringing back some key plant cards back into the deck, with the hopes of continuing plays. So Torbus is, in my personal opinion, I definitely feel that if you are expecting to play competitively, you definitely want to pick up some tour guides as fast as possible before this set is released, and pick up a set of this set. What me and John are doing, we're gonna order a case and we're gonna stock up on Torbus because definitely I see this card being one of those cards that we're going to be talking about later in the format and bitching and whining about, of how good it is and how broken and how expensive it is, and people complaining that they can't afford Torbus. So I personally see it as being a good card. If it's a flop, I don't see it being a big deal. Again, I don't see this card being super uberly expensive. I could probably get there if it's seen with a lot of play, but in the beginning it'll be a pretty affordable card. So definitely, look into it. There's a lot of plays that you can make with this card. There's a lot that you can do with this card. You can hurt a lot of decks with this card, and you can benefit from it too. I definitely will see this card, and I would hope to play it in my plant deck, recycle some of my key cards, Tengus, and things of that nature. So yeah, guys, that's what I have to say about Torbus from the Underworld. It's not really that bad of a card. I like it, and I definitely will see it being a big contender in future formats. I definitely see this card helping a lot of decks, and I'm not going to hate on the card because honestly I see it being a bitch later in the format. So that's what I have to say about it. I already got my playset of tour guides. I'm looking to get another playset, so that me and John have playsets, and this card is definitely going to be really good. So do what you gotta do to get your hands on it. This is Denise from Dueling Bunnies. Leave your opinions about Torbus. You don't have to agree with me. I have my personal opinions, and I see what this card can do in many decks. But it also has its flaws as well, you guys. So let me know what you guys think about Torbus from the Underworld. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's gonna screw the format? Do you think it's gonna help the format? What do you think Torbus from the Underworld is gonna bring in future formats to come? So thanks for watching. This has been Denise from Dueling Bunnies, and I'm out.